there, my name is Vila Beckner, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share and subscribe and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And if you can consider hitting that like button, the subscribe button, especially the subscribe button, that's a really good one, or the share button. Is that better than the subscribe button? No, I'm going to go with the subscribe button as being my favorite button for you to push. If you can consider doing any of that, that is fantastic. Thank you so much. Small little micro channels such as myself are so reliant on you to grow our channels and to get our content out there. So thank you so much for helping. And I want to show you my appreciation, because honestly, my appreciation is really genuine. Each week we give away stuff. I like giving away stuff. And this week we're giving away The Green Death, a fantastic John Pertwee Doctor Who adventure from 1973. If you've never seen classic Doctor Who, this is a good one to start with. It's the one with the maggots, if you're from England. You know what that means? Yeah, I guess if you're about my age or a little bit older, the one with the maggots is kind of like famous. It's also the one where his companion, Joe Grantley, says, oh, there's not a dry eye in the house for that. So it's a 2-disc set, and it's got tons of extras. All you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel. Subscribing being the important part. And then comment with the hashtag maggots. You can comment here. You can put it on Facebook. You can put it on Twitter. Don't put it on Instagram, because I am a boomer. I don't understand how to get to do Instagram at all. But put it on any other place and we'll find it. And then we do the giveaway with the prize drawing and the giveaway on Sundays. So next show will be Sunday the 23rd at 9 o'clock. I'm on the TARDIS zone. That's when we do the prize draw. So it's 9 o'clock UK time. That's what, 4 o'clock on the East Coast of America, 1 o'clock on the West Coast. We normally discuss, well, we will be discussing the new episode of Doctor Who. If you like this era of Doctor Who, if you're really into it, you might not want to tune in, because we're not overly pro. Okay, but if you like it and you don't like hearing people not like it, then we're not overly pro. But if you don't win, don't worry. There is tons of stuff coming up, and there's more giveaways going on next week. Oh, I got Breaking Bad seasons 2 and 3 on Blu-ray to give away. I think I'll do that when Better Call Saul starts. Oh, that starts this week. It starts on Sunday. Oh, that's what to look forward to. So yeah, listen, if you don't win, don't worry. There's plenty of other stuff coming. And thank you so much for subscribing and entering and interacting, I guess. That's what I'm after. Fine, this video is not about Doctor Who, or it's not about Better Call Saul, or indeed Breaking Bad. It is about Lost in Space Season 2. This was going to be a more detailed review of episodes 8, 9, and 10, but honestly, it really did kind of poop the bed in the last episode. It really didn't do so well. It was kind of cringe, but other than that, it's been pretty good. I'm still giving this a recommend. This is a solid. I will give it 7 out of 10. It's a solid. It's a little bit current day. It's a little bit wokesy. One of the major differences to me between this and the classic one from the 60s is that they made Maureen Robinson the central character. She is the mission commander. Whereas in the original one, she kind of like did the laundry. Her and Judy did the laundry, made food, and wore very, very pointy bras. That and with in lots of silver. That was basically all they did. So they're real characters in this one, which actually is the truth for all the characters. They're all real layered and I would say mostly interesting characters. So this is the reason I like this show. Which I was really thinking about. What is it that I liked about it? So the reason is that these are all kind of they're not just good people trying to be the best version of themselves. But they're kind of aspirational people. They're people that you would kind of look up to, and you would like them. It makes them a little bit square, but it's still kind of refreshing in this TV landscape, which is like so full of like nihilism and that's what I really don't like about this iteration of Star Trek. It used to be the crews of the Enterprise or wherever were all aspirational people, and the other planets were the ones that had the problems, and that's where you had like the social allegories too. But the humanity and the Enterprise crew were always like people you would look up to. I used to love Picard. So humans no longer obsess about collecting things. We try and aspire to be better people, improving ourselves, that sort of thing. So that's what the characters are like here in Lost in Space, and I kind of like that. I do like that. The world isn't like the same utopian world of Star Trek, because they're trying to escape Earth because Earth is in the middle of a ecological collapse. I think that's what's going on. That's the other thing. They could have made this a real like preachy climate change, like climate rebellion thing, and they really didn't. They really didn't at all, and I so appreciate that. Nothing turns you off from a cause some more than somebody screaming about it in your face constantly. So yeah, that was one of the many things I liked about the show. The other big difference between this and the original one is the robot in this isn't man-made; it's extraterrestrial. And in season 2, we go a lot more into the lore and the history of the robot. Leaving we don't go a lot more. We're still skimming the surface, but it's pretty interesting. And I like the alienness of the culture. We're just getting to, by the end of the second season, you're just starting to get to some of their their cultural, I don't know, touch points. which I always find interesting. Again, talking about the current Star Trek, the bit about it I'm really finding interesting is delving into Romulan culture. I kind of I like that. I like the realistic way they're doing it. So I like that they're doing that with the robot here. And it's also adds in an element of danger because you have bad robots and good robots, and again that becomes more important as the season progresses. Fine. So okay, it's a basic overview of this season. The Robinsons start off and they're stranded on the planet. They are lost in space, and they're trying to make a go of it, but it's really not going to work. So something that I like about this show in general is the production value. The production values are just excellent, and it's not just they spend time on it. There's a lot of talent going into it. It looks absolutely beautiful. There's I think one of the earlier episodes in the season, they have to turn the Jupiter into a sailboat and to sail it across to get to a place. And it's just beautifully rendered and shot. I have no idea if it's all done in studio on computer, on graphic, on inside a supercomputer somewhere. I really don't know, but it looks really good. There's also the scene towards the end of the season, and one of the later episodes where John and Maureen are in these little shuttle pods, and they're lost in space again. They're in this lower orbit of this gas giant. But there's a scene in it that I'm talking about where they hear the sound like roar, and this giant space whale comes on. It's not just well rendered and well put together. It's beautifully designed, and it fits into the aesthetic of the show really well. Just in general, there's just beautiful vistas that you see when they land on planets. It really well shot. And something else I like about this show, it's got a lot of heart. I would say it's a little bit more, how can I describe it, feminine than your normal TV sci-fi fare. It's made to appeal to boys and girls alike, which is kind of nice. But it's a little bit softer edged than I'm perhaps used to. But in general, but that soft edge must make it pretty current year, but. Because they're writing it well. They're writing the characters as real characters, as real layered people. It works. It really works. What really works is Dr. Smith. She is the standout star of the season for me. I am mesmerized by her. She's played by Parker Posey. She's absolutely fantastic. She's so what's the word? Manipulative and duplicitous. And at the same time, very scared and vulnerable and damaged. And she plays that so well. She really plays that in a very believable way. And because of that, you get sympathy for the character. You basically have sympathy for everyone. Even like one character turns out to be like a really I guess it's the closest this series gets to a villain. Again, that's towards the end of the series. But even him, he's like, well, the fate of the world depends on this mission succeeding, and what the Robinsons want to do puts the mission in jeopardy. Even though it will save thousands of people, it puts the mission in jeopardy, which puts the entire human race in jeopardy. So at least he has good motivation going through it. I really like the casting of Toby Stephens as John Robinson. I think this is one of the reasons why it works. even though that Maureen is the commander, and she totally is the commander, I think she's the center of the show, he's not, like, cucked by her. You know, he's not like, he's not like one of these wimpy, you know, non-men. He's not a soy boy. That's the word I'm on. He's not one of these wimpy soy boys. But he's like a real person. Again, I keep going back to that. Everybody is like real people. Another great addition to this show is a character called Benjamin. Benjamin Adler, Ben Adler, who, again, interesting layered character who is both good and bad, which I like. And he's in charge of, like, robot scientists and robotics. And listen, it's pretty clear that the only reason that the humanity has the ability for interstellar flight is because they caught this robot, and they strapped his ship to their ship and using it to get lost in space. Yeah, which is kind of the touchstone they come back to over and over again. So, just trying to think what else I'm going to say. Okay, but generally, it's a recommend. It's, again, yeah, I will give it a solid 7, maybe even 7.5 out of 10. I think it's worth your time. It's not like the original. That's just the main thing you got to do. It's not like, if you want something that really emulates the original, I think that'll be the 1998 film with, who was it? William Hurt as John Robertson, and Matt LeBlanc as Don West. Don West, by the way, in this series, also really good. He's they add a little bit of depth, and like they make him a little bit more shady by making him a smuggler. But they kind of play him like the scoundrel with a heart of gold. You know, that's basically it. But he's a bit too much of a heart of gold. So the final episode of the season, it goes too schmaltzy. It gets really into like this emotional thing, which it isn't emotional because it just becomes over emotional and just like, ugh. I don't want to see a bunch of people like earnestly crying. It's just it's not. It didn't really work. You know, again, I think that they had an episode of Discovery where they really did the same thing, and it really didn't work. Where they had Mikey Spock, whatever her name is. Like she was in an Iron Man suit and she was like coughing and dying, and then everybody was going, so they had a lot of that in the final episode, which really, for me, it really pooped the bed. I'm sorry, I was really enjoying it. It ends on a cliffhanger, so I'm assuming we're going to get a third season. We don't know the fate of Dr. Smith by the end of the season, though. If they bring it back without her, I think I might be out. You know, I think it really, really, really needs Parker Posey to pull the thing together. But in general, as I said, I think it's worth your time. Have a watch. Let me know. Have a watch. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if there's anything you want me to cover in the comments, and let me know any comment you want to comment within the comments. I guess that's what the comments are for. And again, if you leave a comment, I will absolutely endeavour to reply to you. I'm about to go and do that now. I've got a whole bunch of them to do. And I got to get some, like, you know, real work done, some paying work done beforehand. I got somebody waiting for a website to be finished. So now I stopped. I recorded this review before I did that. Now I'm going to go to real work. My name is Phila Beck and the Rabbi from that planet. Please like, share, subscribe, and have yourself a fantastic day.